Hi Scorpios, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name's Lizzie. Are you ready to figure out what the first part of summer love predictions? Mercury retrograde, it's almost done. It's just kicking my ass a little bit. This is from now until the end of July, and I broke this reading up into 3 parts. So the first part will be from now until the end of the first week of July, or at least around the 4th or 5th. And the middle is from mid-first week of July to the end of the second week of July. And part 3 is from the second week of July until the end of July. And then I will do another reading the last week of July or first week of August to do the rest of the summer for you. But this is what your love situation may look like this summer. Remember, this is a collective reading and energies are present as far as if you are a female does not mean necessarily that you are a divine feminine. And if you're a male does not necessarily mean you are the masculine. So I'm telling this in story fashion because you, the viewer, I'm not sure which one you are in this love situation. So I'm going to try to give you some details to help you assess which side you're on as far as energy in this part of the summer. Whatever sounds like you, that's your side, feminine or masculine. And then the other side would be your person. Take only what resonates. Don't try to make anything fit. Hopefully my voice stays. It's been a rough week, but this is going to be the most amount of details that I can give you. But before I do that, I want to tell you a little bit. I know that the summer is opening up and we can all do more things and concerts are opening or barbecues are happening. And I'm not getting paid for this, but I just want to tell you about some cool drinks that I find that taste good. They are alcoholic drinks. I am plugging one that is not. For all my people out there that don't drink. I don't want to leave you hanging. But I found Smirnoff Ice screwdrivers already made for you, and don't kill me with the straw. I've had these sitting in my drawer since I did daycare, which is years. I'm just trying to use them up. I will not buy any more. I'm definitely going to get the metal ones, but I already bought it. I should use it. And when I'm done, I use them in the garden to wrap so that they grow up and not out. So I reuse them. Anyway, don't kill me about the straw. This is a good one to have in the cooler if you're having an event. You know, a lot of people get girly drinks, but this is something the men drink more than the women. I like screwdrivers. That's my go-to. It's easy to make. I like cranberry and vodka. But this reminds me, not like the Tang of today because it does not taste like the Tang I grew up with. This, however, does taste like the Tang we grew up with as kids with some vodka in it. And it's delicious. I've only been sipping it every time I do these plugs. It's got a little bit of a tartness to it, but I like it. It's good. So that one is definitely for your cooler. It's cheap. You can usually find 6-packs already cold, or you can get them not cold. They're in both sections of the store. For all my non-alcohol drinkers, this is a really good summer drink. It's 0 sugar, 0 calorie, and it is citrus peach. I'm on a diet kick this year, so I'm looking for more 0 calorie, but you can get this with sugar as well. This makes really good tea supplement if you get sick of like peach tea this summer or lemonade. This would be a good drink for you. Also, if you are a drinker, you could also add vodka to that, and that would be a tasty little drink. Just letting you know. All right, let's get into your reading. I'll plug, my favorite one is made by Smirnoff. It's black cherry, I believe. Delicious. You should definitely get those for any summer events. All right, so let's look at how the divine masculine views the divine feminine. First impressions. If you are already with someone, this could be back when you first met, so you can help decipher your story, or this is when you will meet them, or this is how they're currently viewing you. Take what resonates to you. This isn't necessarily how the divine feminine really is. This is just the divine masculine's impression. So we have the lantern, seeing him as a light worker, somebody out here doing good, shining some light on dark corners, giving people hope. Allergies. Ooh, the diva. Okay, I'm not getting like the negative side of diva where like give me only red Skittles and I want my feet rubbed or whatever it is. But this is like, oh my god. Sorry. My throat has made a weird noise. I don't know what is going on with my throat this week. Like sometimes I can't talk. I woke up a little swollen, but there's like no fever or nothing. So I'm not necessarily sick. It's just allergy related. Yesterday I couldn't breathe. It's just been weird. So I don't know what's going on with my body, but fuck my life. Ooh, class president. Now, class president is voted in. Also, if I sound nasally, I'm really sorry. I'm stuffed up. I also can't breathe. I don't have COVID. Relax. Anyway, class president, like I said, is somebody who's voted. So people would vote for to be a leader. Probably someone who's popular as well. Now let's look how the divine feminine actually is that the divine masculine, doesn't see yet in the beginning. We have girly girl. So they like to be girly. They probably like pink. They like to make themselves look good. They probably don't like to get dirty. I don't really think that's like the, ew, you got mud on me type. This is more of like, they like to dress girly. They like to do their makeup. They like to do their hair. The businesswoman, yeah. They're definitely a businesswoman. They're all about building things from the ground up. They're builders, movers, and shakers. Ooh, the supermodel. So maybe the divine masculine isn't looking at their looks in the beginning, but they definitely have a lot of people that appreciate their looks. They're very good looking for the supermodel to come in, but this could also talk about personality, like their personality and their looks. It's like the total package. It could be that as well. So let's look at divine masculine, how the divine feminine views the divine masculine in the beginning. Again, not necessarily how they really are, just first impressions. The broker, somebody who makes deals, barters, gets out of trouble, able to talk their way into things. The boxer, somebody who's fighting, has a lot of anger, could be a physical fighter, or just likes to get rowdy sometimes. And the joker. So somebody who's sarcastic, sense of humor, troublesome past, hides who they really are under this grand, look at the Joker and the actual character. Wore makeup on their face, had a costume, weren't necessarily being themselves. They had like a alternate personality, if you will. So not genuinely being themselves, not taking things seriously, making life a joke. Now, again, this is not necessarily how they really are. This is just first impressions. This happened in another reading, but a lot of couples that have been together for years, they actually started out in the beginning not really liking each other or arguing. Like, look at all the romantic comedies. They all fight, have a tiff, and then they end up sleeping together. So it might be some sexually fighty energy here. So let's talk about what the divine feminine does not see about this divine masculine in the beginning. We have the player. This isn't somebody who likes commitment normally, or they like to have more than one option on the table at once. Then we have the pool boy. So they also have that look about them, holy shit, that people are attracted to. Like, think about the pool boy. They hire the hot kid so they can oogle them in the sunlight while they do their work. Rich ladies that want some eye candy. They have that quality, like, people are drawn to them, like their looks. And then the actor, again, I think it's backing up this Joker where they're playing a part. They don't show people their real self. They don't like... With this player and the actor, this is someone very scared of commitment and having to grow up. Not that they aren't mature, but like as far as being able to take care of someone and having kids, they're just not there yet in the beginning. So divine feminine, we have God. So there's something special about this divine feminine. Heavenly, people just see it on innocent, whether it's voice, look, appearance, what they do, look, appearance, that's the same thing. But you know what I mean. There's just exuding something positive and hopeful. And then Divine Masculine is the Judge here. With this Boxer, I feel like they could be in some kind of like political or law fight. They could be fighting for justice of some kind, trying to get judgment, justice for what they endured. So they could come off in a very negative way because they're very angry. Because they're a victim of something, or they feel they're a victim of something. They're trying to bring justice for what was done to them or their life in some sense. Let's talk about energies. What energy is the Divine Feminine giving to the Divine Masculine in the beginning? Oh my God. Anandamaya. That's a freaking name for you. The Joy Permitted Mother. Yeah, happy, healthy, bubbly. It's like a godsend. Like they like being in the Divine Feminine's presence, not presidents, Jesus Christ. They like being in that energy. It's soothing, it's comforting. They have a lot of toxic things going on in themselves and in their lives at this time. So to be around someone so peaceful probably brings them some sense of peace. Sorry guys, I had to move my computer closer because this is shorter. So I'm like, have a teeny space. Alright, let's talk about the energy the Divine Masculine, right? Yeah. Is giving to the Divine Feminine. We have Parvati. I am the words that these. The goddess of devotion. Seem very devoted to their cause. Devoted to finding that justice. Devoted to fixing something. They have a cause and they're running with it, and that's their focus. And Divine Feminine is seeing them like laser focused and not focusing on anything else. They're devoted to getting that justice. Divine Feminine is, her feelings are forgive and forget. So I feel like if there was any bumpiness in you guys meeting, or if there was a tiff of some sense, it's quickly brushed over and moved on, because I feel like Divine Feminine sees that this Divine Masculine is on some kind of quest and is carrying a lot of pain. And Divine Masculine is just trying to be true to their self and be authentic to what they need and want to deal with at this time. Especially being true to their passion. They feel like they're owed something. Whether right, wrong, or indifferent, they're not going to give up until they feel they get that thing that they need. Alright, let's talk about feelings. Divine Feminine, feeling just trying to laugh things off and not take things to heart and be playful, recognizing with this moon here that there's good and bad to everybody, not trying to be judgmental. They're very much their own personality with this zebra. They're somebody who values being themselves, and they're seeing someone over here in the Divine Masculine who is trying to figure out their own stripes and trying to get comfortable in their own skin so they can have compassion for this Divine Masculine. They feel a little defensive though, like a need to protect themselves because there is some toxic energy coming off, and they are recognizing that there's a little bit of player energy here and they don't want to get hurt. Divine Masculine is feeling like things are moving, like things are, how do I say this? Divine Masculine is acting like it's no big deal, it's just another fucking fling, but really they're feeling a very big impact. They're feeling a change coming, and this is like panic to me. Like here comes something good, but they also feel like they might ruin it. Like there's this feeling of dread, like they don't deserve good things, or they only ruin things. So they're very much in like, oh my God, this is a big moment, but I'm not sure I'm worthy of it. Then we have Swan. So they're recognizing a soulmate here. Could even be recognizing a twin flame. Like the one finally walking into their life. They feel like this Divine Feminine is everything they've ever wished for. This is like wish fulfillment in a person, which could freak people out. Alright, let's get some details. Divine Feminine has nosedive, so I feel like they took a shot. Maybe they tried to break the ice here, or start a conversation, and it quickly took a nosedive in a southern direction, and there was a tiff, right? But it was short-lived. broke the internet. Okay, so there's some kind of news or there's some kind of truth that is exposed that kind of stops everything in their tracks or stops the argument. Like, oh my God moment. This could be the divine feminine telling the divine masculine what they think of them and standing up to them maybe in a way that nobody has ever done before, which kind of makes them check themselves. And if they've never been checked like that, that's a total one turn on, but very scary. So they're like they're shaking this divine masculine up, calling them out on their shit. But then we have a surprise proposal from the divine feminine, maybe like it was a surprise to the divine masculine that the divine feminine came back and said, you know what, we started off on the wrong foot. How about we just start again? That's a surprise proposal to rekindle another chance. Or this could be about work. We'll see. The mudslide. Like, here they are on solid ground, like they have their own life, this divine masculine. They don't commit to people. They move from lover to lover. They have multiple lovers. They're not somebody who wears their heart on their sleeve, and all that changes when they meet you. And divine feminine gives them their 2 cents, and their whole world comes sliding down. This is like a tower moment here. Romp in the hay. So they definitely, at first, just think it's sexual. And the golden ticket. But, okay, so they're referencing, like, I'm hearing, I've got the golden ticket from Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Like, you're the golden one, the one they wanted. Like, I have it in the palm of my hand. But they're also a very sexual person. So they might just be, right now in the beginning, they just want it to be about sex. And they're not willing to dive deep into the feelings just yet. Alright, let's talk about the middle. What energy is the divine feminine giving off to the divine masculine? We have Catherine Labor, patroness of miraculous healing. Somebody who's healing this divine masculine. Here he is with all this bubbling anger and hurt and reflecting on a lot of dark stuff. And I'm not sure if the divine feminine, you or whoever's watching, is helping them to navigate through that. Maybe it's just like about the belief that love does exist or they are worthy of it. But this divine feminine is giving off all this healing energy to the divine masculine, almost making them a little bit saintly to them. What energy is the divine masculine giving off to the divine feminine? Maui Biago? I don't know. The warrior saint. Fighter, crusader, somebody who's been through a lot, who doesn't give up. I think they have a lot of compassion, and they're seeing now in the middle that this divine masculine is embracing the good side of the fight and not dwelling so much on the dark, which is good. Let's talk about feelings. Divine feminine is embracing their power as this healer, stepping into their role as light worker, helping and nurturing this divine masculine. But also embracing their power in this relationship, that they're not going to be played, they're not going to be manipulated, they can't do what they normally do, and setting those standards, those boundaries. And divine masculine is rejuvenate, trying to bring the light back into their life and not be so angry and held down and depressed. They're trying to bring the spark back into their world. Let's talk about feelings for divine feminine. Feeling a very spiritual connection, also referencing maybe this at this time you're starting to recognize and see past lives in your dreams. Feeling very gentle and nurturing. They just want to coddle this divine masculine because they see a lot of the struggle and a lot of the pain. So they're very soft and gentle baby gloves with this divine masculine as they heal. But they're very protective. They're trying to use their sense and how to help this divine masculine, not trying to overstep, but they're very defensive of them through this healing process. All right, for the divine masculine, the starfish, they're feeling again like this is my one. This person is a light, like the star, the apple of their eye, giving them hope, giving them encouragement. But they're still very skittish. They're very afraid of showing emotions and letting people in. So they're like, at the same time, like you get a little closer to them and then they freeze up and you got to let them unfreeze and like, okay, I'm comfortable with this. Oh my God, I'm not comfortable with, okay, I'm comfortable with this. Like they're doing it slowly. But they see divine feminine as the light of their life. They're healing light. Somebody who came in exactly when they needed to, with like an angel. So that's cute. Let's get some details about divine feminine, the retreat. Ooh, maybe they're pulling their energy back and more focusing on helping them heal than be a lover at this time. The red door, yeah, they're feeling it's dangerous, that it's just about sex and it's not about a connection. And the flashlight, yeah, they're just focusing on the issues, helping the divine masculine with the issues. They're not trying to make it romantical at this time. Although I do feel they have romantic feelings. Divine masculine, blind date. I feel like they're feeling a little rejected at this time from the divine feminine, so they might go out on a date with another random just to fulfill a sexual need that can't be fulfilled in this relationship, which would be falling back to old patterns. Knife in the back. Feeling betrayed by the divine feminine, feeling rejected. So they lash out by going out with somebody else. And the harvest, yeah, it's just about fulfilling a need. Primal, animalistic, getting it out of their system. I don't think you guys are official yet, so I wouldn't consider that cheating, but I think, I dropped a card. I'll get it in a second, but I think that divine feminine would definitely be hurt that they did that. The harvest could also talk about them trying to gather what they need to get this connection going as well. Hold on, let me get your cards that fell. Alright, sorry about that. Let's get the last part. What energy is the divine feminine giving off to the divine masculine? We have Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. Still being an angel, giving them that comfort maybe they never got from anyone else. Or giving them that nourishment so they feel valued and appreciated and worthy. An angel to this person. What energy is the divine masculine giving to the divine feminine? We have Margaret Porret, the mystic of divine love. Love is divine, and I am nothing except love. Trying to love themselves, finally embracing love and not running from it. So open to love, but really working on self-love. Growing. This is a glow-up moment for the divine masculine. All right, divine feminine, her feelings are speak up. Maybe they know about this little romp, or maybe they're speaking up about how they feel here. Recesses for it's like two steps forward, 5 steps back. Like realizing they made a mistake. I feel like divine feminine is speaking up about hurt feelings here. Let's talk about feelings. Peacock. Divine feminine trying to act like they're not hurt. Like, I can have anyone I want if you don't see my worth, if you don't want to value and appreciate and give me what I deserve, then I'm going to go forward and look for that elsewhere. And I feel like that's what they're doing. Which makes divine masculine get all revved up. Like, this is like making yourself pretty and going out with your friends, talking to other people, putting yourself out there. Thinking long and hard about all the work they did with this divine masculine, what it all means. Trying to make a big impact in their attitude, like maybe they're out here acting like how the divine masculine acts. Maybe they just want to see what you're really like to them so that they can have compassion for how they've been making the divine feminine feel. But yeah, this glow up here, this is all for the betterment of self. Their feelings were really hurt by the divine masculine, so by glowing themselves up, whether it's hurtful to the divine masculine or not, something comes out of it that gets them thinking like, I have come through a lot too. I am a beautiful, beautiful butterfly. I deserve to be valued and appreciated. Coming back to themselves, getting out of those hurt feelings. And then divine masculine over here is trying to be their higher self and see the lessons and learn and get that spiritual wisdom from this experience. And then the wolf here, this energy to me is like they do step back and want a minute to themselves. They are a lone wolf, but this is also stepping forward for the first time and wanting to be committed in a pack. Earthworm, yeah. this relationship, this has affected them in a way unlike anything before. They're feeling the hurt and the weight of what they did in ways no one's ever made them feel bad for what they did, or shame, or feeling like they need to change themselves, or that what they're doing isn't right. And in comes Divine Feminine, and their whole world is shook up. It's the Tower moment, and they're like, shit, Divine Feminine deserves better. I should be a better person. This is all about growth and recognizing what needs to change. Divine Feminine, the broken mirror, thinking they have bad luck and who they decide to have feelings for. But this is also a shattered image of what they thought could be between the two of you, feeling betrayed, scared straight. So she's like, okay, or whoever the Divine Feminine is, like, I've almost fell for this person, but look what they did. They went out and made a brash decision, and it scared me straight that they're not ready for it, and I need to take a step back. The Death March, yeah, they're just trying to get out of this situation, wash their hands of it, not because they don't love the Divine Masculine, but because they don't treat them as they should. They feel hurt. So we'll see what's going on here with the Divine Masculine. Not of approval. Finally recognizing, yes, I don't want to just be this person that sleeps around. I don't want to be somebody, the nod of approval. They're remembering how the Divine Feminine was compassionate and how they saw them as someone with this potential. So they want to give that nod of approval to themselves. They want to do better for themselves, but also the Divine Feminine. It's like they're trying to get the Divine Feminine's approval, or they need it, or there might be some codependency here. The Toast. Really recognizing in this time how much, like I said, they fucked up, and how much this Divine Feminine had brought light into their life and made them become this better person. So they're toasting to the Divine Feminine, I've changed, I've come this far because of this person, and I wouldn't have done it, honoring you almost. And Simon says to me, I'm willing to do whatever you want me to do to make this work. I will play it baby steps until you trust me. They're don't leave me, Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine's you're not ready. So this is where the part 1 ends for that, but I'm not going to leave you there. We're getting the Urban Tarot. Please talk to me about Scorpio's love story this summer. Okay. So the journalist is putting news on blast. This is the Divine Feminine coming in and the very beginning, telling them about themselves. You're a womanizer, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be harsh, but this is the thing, the truth, the harsh truth delivered that wakes the Divine Masculine up, that kicks off this whole change in the beginning. To me, this is just let me tell you about you in ways nobody else has have told you. Maybe other people are intimidated, or they don't want to get into it, and you're listen, this is how I feel, and goodbye. and in doing so, lit a fire under this masculine's ass. With the gourmet chef here, this is the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine working together. Look at that delicious meal. There's a process to each step. There's a time that needs to be cooked. There's prep work that needs to be done. Putting that work into healing, creating that beautiful meal together, which is a fulfilled and happier person. Working together to create a masterpiece that's fulfilling and sustainable within your life. Divine Feminine with this public defender could be helping them with their image, helping them with the image of themselves, defending them out here in the streets, telling other people I know he was a cheater in the past, but he isn't going to cheat on me now, or he's changed. Really defending the masculine's character here. And then there's completion. There's a lot of healing and teamwork. I feel that spiritual work that you do together is completed, as much as the divine feminine is supposed to help the divine masculine, then the rest is up to the divine masculine. So there's a completion of healing. And there's a completion of this union. There is some kind of end here. The costume designer, this is worry. Like this is remember that broken glass? Like they had an image of how things were going to go, and they were working hard to make this designed life, build this foundation. But the divine masculine kicked a lot of worry up in the divine feminine. Divine masculine's worried because they're losing the divine feminine, and divine feminine is worried because the divine masculine fell back to old habits. So let's get a little bit more. What's this costume designer about? We're trying to celebrate, or they were celebrating the change. This was celebrations, events. Maybe they were dressing and playing the part and being happy, or maybe they felt the divine masculine was just playing a role and not being authentic. Could be a third party as well, another love situation, like they said, could have had a romp with somebody who wasn't important but brought a third party into this situation. What's this worry about, Spirit? Interference. Another person in the mix here. There's interference in all that work and helping them glow up and become a star. There's another party. I don't know if this was a one-night stand or something more, but it took them off their growth, right? It created a change in this dynamic, and it changed how the divine feminine felt about themselves. It hit their self-pride a little bit, and it changed the direction and momentum of this relationship. But then the painter here, divine masculine's trying to paint their way back in, paint a new perspective, a new story to change how the divine feminine. Remember, at the end, they're like, please give me another chance. Don't give up on me. So let's see how it ends. How is part 1 of the summer going to end for Scorpios? Yay. Okay. So there's some heartache. There's some weakness in the relationship that happens when that whole scandal comes down. Again, realizing there's some things that has to change. But you both see happiness with each other at the end of the day. And your happiness does come back into this. There is a positive omen here. You might also actually make a child too. So be careful if you don't want that. Ace of Discs. This is feeling the weight and the gravity for the divine masculine on what they need to change and how they need to prove to the divine feminine that they're not going to fuck up again. But you're both going to have a victory. I think a second chance is going to be given here, because you do see each other as the one. You're each other's star, and you're going to be setting forward in a change that's positive for you. I'm not sure if you're going to end this continued dating, but I think the divine feminine and the end of part 1 is like, all right, I'm not going to give up. Maybe I just need a little bit of time. It could be that as well. Or I want you to do this and this and this before I give you another shot. And so the divine masculine goes off to do the work. There might be a little bit of a separation, but I don't feel like it's permanent. And I do feel like you're both not willing to give up and making that very clear. And probably being very honest about why they did the way they did, even if it hurts. Like, they might express that they have a sex addiction problem, or they get passionate and they just needed a release. I don't feel like, not that it's ever right, but I don't feel like the cheating was an emotional attachment. I feel like it was all sexual and a need to release what they wanted to do with you. I just wanted to tell you that. I don't want to affect your decision, because obviously if you don't trust the person, you're not ready. You're going to be questioning that at the end of part 1. What you do in part 2 is your decision, but I think you're not willing to give up. There is a love there, and it's a real love. So make a decision that's best for you in the moment. Don't remember, this is just a warning of what could happen. You can always change this by changing your thoughts and actions. You have the power to change it. You have choice in this life. This is just a scenario that could work out. And if it does work out this way, remember everything you heard and be hopeful and follow your heart. And it'll never steer you wrong as long as you listen to the intuition as well and not just follow your heart blindly after being hurt. Trust that intuition, whether someone really has changed or that they're really being authentic and wanting. And if you feel like they are, trust it. And if you feel like they don't trust it. Only you can judge. All right, so I love you all. Please like, subscribe. Hit the bell button, share this. Thank you so much for your time. Remember, at the last week of July, first week of August, I'll do part 2 for you. So stay tuned for that. Love and light, everyone. Bye.